one of the most impressive archaeological finds here in Jerusalem, actually maybe even in Israel right now. We're standing at the southern steps, but explain to everybody what that is and what we're looking at. And that's
Southern Steps is the name of all this archaeological dig done here in the last 120 years, when the first American archaeologists dug from the windows, okay, at the upper part of the Temple Mount until 2004, when they uncovered this street. And here they found the street that was the main street of Jerusalem. A street that in Hebrew was called Haggai Street, or the Valley Street. And here we found some stones that the Romans dropped when they conquered Jerusalem and burned up the temple. They dropped the stones to the pavement of the street, and you can see the damage, how much damage it caused to the main street of Jerusalem. This is the same very street that Jesus walked early in the morning before the trial in front of Pontius Pilate. He walked along the street on the way to the Antonia Fortress. Antonia Fortress is on the other side of the Temple Mount, okay? And early in the morning, before the thousands of pilgrims came here, he was able to walk from one side of the city to the other.
And this is where Jesus said, "No stone shall be unturned," right? Correct?
He talked about the destruction of the temple,
right.
and the temple was destroyed 40 years after,
Right.
in the year 70 AD.
And didn't the Romans actually take gold and everything out
That's
of all
right,
this? They
yeah.
picked out everything, yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
this
came
is-
here.
yeah.
They came here for the gold.
Right.
They
This was
came
the
here
cargo.
to return to Rome as a rich people, and
Right.
that's why they started to drop the stones, because the gold was in between the
Right.
stones after the big fire that was here
Right.
in the 9th day of the 11th month in the Jewish calendar, Tisha B'Av, the
Right.
destruction of the second temple.
Let's go to the southern steps and see what that's about.
Okay.
Go ahead, Elon. Tell us about this beautiful area we're looking at right now.
Yeah. We are now by the southern steps, the area that's been excavated here next to the Temple Mount, in between the city of David that is down below us, and the area of the temple. Okay, that was the main entrance to the temple, and when pilgrims came here to the city, they used to walk down to the city of David and then march up to Zion. We found over here the original steps, okay, that the pilgrims used to read the Psalms of Ascent going into the temple. We found over here what we call as the triple gate, the triple gate that you can see to the right hand side, and the double gate. So there were two gates over here in the southern wall that we call as Hulda gates, and that's where most of the pilgrims enter the temple. It was a very emotional walk, a very special spiritual experience, and even up to date, many groups that come over here worship by these steps, okay, next to the gates of the temple in Jerusalem.
And something that's exciting is the steps are not all exact same size.
That's
They're
right.
different sizes because they want you to think, contemplate what you're preparing yourself to go into the temple. If it was just regular steps, you'd be in a hurry. They make some wide, some narrow, some medium, so that you're thinking not only about your steps, but presenting yourself to the temple as you're reading the songs of ascent, right?
Yeah.
And then also right in front of us are all the mikvahs. So how many mikvahs did you say was found here?
There are dozens of mikvahs over here,
Right, we're just
and we
with
think that
immersion
in the
baths.
day of Pentecost,
Right.
okay, that's where the hundreds of people
Right.
were baptized next to the area of the temple. So
Right.
this was a very special event in the day of Pentecost, and it's also the place where Stephen and Paul used to teach.
Right.
Okay, so it's not just a place of going into the temple, it was a gathering place,
Right.
and that's where Paul and Stephen choose to preach
Proclaim,
here
yes.
in this area next to the main entrance to the temple.
And the mikvahs were immersion baths. In case those of you who don't know what a mikvah is, they'd have to immerse themselves to purify themselves before they can go into the temple. One way down, one way out. Men and women, not together, of course, but they had to do it.
Yeah,
So,
they immersed in a ritual bath to be pure
Right.
because they went to the house of God.
that's right.
Okay, so this is not just the entrance to one of the palaces or one of the stadium. This was the entrance to the holiest
Right.
site, the temple mount.
So special. Let's go walk it. Let's go out. I'd like to read the Song of Ascent that actually they would read as they were going into the temple. They would walk these exact steps. In fact, Jesus walked these exact steps with his disciples and preach the gospel from here. So I'd like to read this Psalm 122 as we go up to the Songs of Ascent. I was glad when they said to me, "Let us go to the house of the Lord." Our feet have been standing within your gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem, built as a city that is bound firmly together, to which tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord. It was decreed for Israel to give thanks to the name of the Lord. Their thrones for judgment were set, the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May they be secure who love you. Peace within your walls and security within your towers. For my brothers and companions' sake, I will say, peace be within you. For the sake of the house of the Lord our God, I will seek your good.